Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss business strategies and financial tips. I've helped over 250 people remove collections, charge-offs, derogatory remarks, late payments from their credit report. Today, we're going to be discussing charge-offs once again, but we're going to be taking a look at a different common inaccuracy that we can use to get them removed, also using identity IQ. So join me on the computer, and I'm going to show you step by step how we can remove a charge off with common inaccuracies and identity IQ. Now, before we begin, there have been a lot of emails that I've gotten and comments about people who have successfully been able to remove charge offs from their account. I just wanted to take a moment and congratulate you guys. I know that following the process is not the easiest thing to do, but I am very proud of your success. And there's no need for you guys to thank me. I want to actually thank you because you're the one who did this for yourself. And you've just given me the boost that I need to continue to make these videos because I see that they're working and I see that they're making a difference. So thank you. I appreciate that. For other people who are still trying to remove charge-offs, this is going to be for you. And in this video, I want to go over one of the other common inaccuracies. With my original video, I did the charge off repeat method because that's the number one inaccuracy I notice on reports, and it's the easiest way to remove a charge off. In this one, I'm going to be using the method of the credit bureaus having inconsistent information. So we're going to actually set one report next to another report showing that they're not the same. And if the report is not the same, if it's not the same information, it is inaccurate. If I put these reports next to each other and they're coming from the same data furnisher, they should be the exact same. Now, what that will do is cause the credit bureaus to either update or delete the information, but this is also another one that I've seen a lot of success with. The accounts that I'm going to be using are actually accounts that I've been working on, and I just want to be able to use real examples. In the future, if you would like, because I personally do not do credit repair services. I do not. This is just for educational purposes. If the people who have contacted me for a one-on-one coaching, you know who you are. If you guys would be okay with me using your actual credit reports as an example, where if we're working on something and you get a deletion, if you would be okay with me using that as an example to show people, please email me and let me know. That way, or if you do a one-on-one coaching in the future and you're okay with me using your information as an example to show people some of the successes that we've had, that would be greatly appreciated because every scenario I can't recreate with my own credit profile. Some of the scenarios I would have to actually show them. So if it's like a repossession or if it's like a particular credit card or an installment loan that I've never had, but we got it removed, I would love to be able to show those to other people and show them how we did it. And in the future, I think I'm going to continue to make one video per week about each common inaccuracy to remove a charge off and show you guys step by step because I want to see more successes and I want you guys to be able to get the funding that you need. And then you can start looking at my other videos about business credit and other things. And I want you to be able to benefit from that as well. So please let me know through email because in the comments, I'm not going to respond to that per se, but in the email or if you do the one-on-one coaching, please let me know. Now, with that being said, let's get started. So this is going to be how to remove charge-offs. And in this method, we're going to be using identity IQ. Excuse me. I know in the past, I've shown you how to use annual credit report, which is, to me, the most accurate. And you could get the best information from. You can also use Experian. I like that because it gives you all three. And it gives you all your FICO scores, which is good to have. But for identity IQ, I like using it for one method, and that's when we're trying to compare each credit bureau to the other. So, for example, some of you will notice that you're getting charge-offs removed, and they're coming off of, like, let's say, Equifax. but then they're still on TransUnion and Experian. Well, once that is off of Equifax, we can then use this in a dispute where we can say, hey, this information here with TransUnion and Experian is different, and Equifax doesn't report it at all. And these are all coming from the same data furnisher. If they're coming from the same data furnisher, why is the information inconsistent? That's another inaccuracy that we can use to get removal. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And this is just a brief why Identity IQ works. It's 3 bureau credit monitoring alerts you of changes on your credit report from all 3 bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. All 3 reports are in one place to identify the mistakes. Now, there are some drawbacks to Identity IQ, which I'm going to mention. And that's the reason why I only use Identity IQ for this one particular inaccuracy method. And I don't use it for the other. It's good for monitoring your account, but other than that, if we're not doing this type of disputing, I don't really use it that often. And we're going to go over our dispute flow because some people still have questions about that. If it seems like it's redundant, I'm sorry. There's going to be timestamps at the bottom. I ask that you use them. As our channel continues to grow, we just want to bear in mind that some people are hearing this for the very first time. So our dispute flow is step 1. We're going to send an investigation complaint. We never send a factual dispute until after you have asked for a procedural investigation. And we've talked about this. If we look at the FCRA, it tells us that we can ask for a deletion after a reinvestigation, which means we have to have a procedural investigation. Then we have to have a reinvestigation. After that, we can start hitting them with factual disputes to get our deletions. So step 2. We send a reinvestigation and a follow-up complaint. And step 3 is a factual dispute. And for today, we're going to be reporting inconsistent balances across 3 bureaus. Not just balances, but it's going to be inconsistent information. We're going to go over a few different ones. Now, if you're new to this channel, I don't do letters. You can do letters. You can take this same exact concept and put it in the form of a letter. I go through the CFPB and I simply do complaints. And that's all that we're going to be doing. If this is your first time, I'm going to walk you through those steps. I'm going to try to give as much information as I can. My videos are normally very long. That's really bad for the YouTube algorithm, but I don't like when people just give bits of information to have you watch multiple videos. I'm going to try to give you as much as I can in one video, so bear with me. So this again is round 1. Round 1, we're going to send this in a CFPB complaint. We're going to say, recently, I looked at a copy of my credit report and noticed several inaccuracies on my account. This account is hurting my ability to obtain credit. It's my understanding that, and TransUnion was the example here, but you can literally copy and put whatever credit bureau that you want. Or you could put just, it's my understanding that that credit bureaus, if you're sending it to more than one and you're not trying to, just use one, will investigate this account for me to ensure accuracy. Here is the account that I am asking you to verify as accurate. Then you enter the account name and the account number. Now, the 2 accounts that I'm going to be looking at, I actually already did round 1. I already did round 2, and I actually have done a round 3. This is actually going to be my round 4 complaint. And when this account gets deleted, because it will, I'm going to update you guys showing the deletion of probably these 2 accounts. So round 2, I disagree with the account listed below, which still appears on my credit report, even after your investigation. I would like this item immediately reinvestigated. The inaccuracies are highly injurious to my credit score, the account name, account number again, in accordance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the public law, the title, the section, the subsection. Please provide the names and business addresses of each individual with whom you verify the above so that I may follow up. Please send an updated copy of my credit report after your reinvestigation. What's cool about this is I've seen some people contact me with deletions just off of the round 2, asking for reinvestigation and asking for them to actually send verifiable proof. That is pretty awesome. I've seen that too. So congratulations to you guys where this has worked. Now, again, I've already done round 1 and round 2. I've done a round 3. This is going to be my round 4 that I'm going to send. So I'm thinking in this round, I'm going to get some deletions. So I'm very looking forward to that so I can give you guys these results in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So round 3, this is what we're going to be using for today. This account was charged off on the following date. Since then, the date of last activity has been inconsistently updated. On Experian, the date of last activity is the month and the year, and on TransUnion, it's month and the year. If the information is coming from the original creditor, the dates should be the same. We cannot say these accounts are 100% accurate, so it is deemed inaccurate. Please delete these accounts from my report. Okay. We're going to be this same template. You guys should already have it by now. If not, then you can screenshot this, copy it, whatever you have to do. If you have the Ultimate Credit Repair Guide, you have this and a bunch of different types of templates. So if you want to just have a bunch of different templates to have things to dispute with, you can also get the Ultimate Credit Repair Guide from successwithstevensmith.com. If not, these work perfectly fine. You don't need multiple. You can use these same ones. Now, before we actually go to Identity IQ, I want to go back and show you the most common charge-off inaccuracies. The one I did in the previous charge-off video was showing repeating charge-off every single month. I also gave you an example of what that looks like. Every time your account updates, the statute of limitations is extended. And every update makes the account look newer. And re-aging the account is illegal. Now, today, we're going to be looking at the reporting inconsistent balances across bureaus and possibly data first delinquency. So we're going to be looking for things that don't exactly align, right? We're going to be looking for things that aren't the same but should be the same across all 3 bureaus if the information is coming from the same place. If the information is 100% accurate and coming from the same place, it should always be the same. So let's get to Identity IQ and we'll take a look right now. All right, so I have the report pulled up on Identity IQ. This last update was done on January 27th, and I haven't refreshed it yet because the information is still the same. So there's no need for me to pay for another report if nothing has changed between the information. Now, if we're looking at this account, I hope you guys can see exactly what's wrong. So if you're looking at the date of last activity, on TransUnion, the date of last activity for this account with Open Sky is December 28th, 2021. But then on Equifax, the date of last activity is October 1st, 2021. That's an inaccuracy. That's not right. Then we have the date of last payment. It's August 15th, 2021. But then it's October 1st, 2021 on Equifax. That's impossible. It can't be the same. So there's a couple of different inaccuracies here that we can actually use. If we look at Equifax down here, it shows charge off, charge off, charge off, charge off. It's repeating charge off. This is the first reason that I actually used, but it didn't work. It got updated. So we're going to go to the very next one. Now, I'm going to do date of last activity because this one shows December 28th, 2021, and this one shows October 1st. Reason why that's inaccurate, the date of last activity determines when this account comes off of our credit report. So 7 years from now, or when it's supposed to come off, this one would come off December 28th of 7 years. This one would come off October of 7 years later from when it was supposed to come off. That's not right. That's inaccurate. These should both be coming off at the exact same time. And if both of them are different, we can't say either of them are accurate. So they're both inaccurate. So what we would do is we would screenshot this. And let me see. Shift Command 3. So Shift Command 3 on a Mac will screenshot. I have the screenshot over here in the corner. It's probably going to be covered by me because I'm probably going to put myself in the corner. But it's going to be there. All right. I just took a screenshot. I can now show the inconsistent amounts here. And this is what you're going to do with your credit report. And again, if you guys like this information, what I'll do is make videos like this maybe once a week and show you different types of accounts with different types of inaccuracies that we can use and that we can, exploit for inaccuracies to get these deletions. Let's scroll down a little bit because we'll also be looking at this Merrick Bank account. I'm going to show you an example of why you can't always trust Identity IQ. So if you look at Merrick Bank on Equifax, it was last reported October 22nd, but do you see how at the bottom the 2-year payment history shows okay, 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 okay? It shouldn't say okay. It shouldn't say anything. If it says okay, and I check annualcreditreport.com, it should actually say charge off repeatedly. So it's not showing it here, but then it's showing it here for Equifax. So that's also an inaccuracy. There shouldn't be any updates on a charge off. Once an account is charged off, it has no activity from the charge off date. So for Merrick Bank, it was last reported. It says March 21st, 2022, but then this one says January 1st, 2024. That's inaccurate. The last reported date, it should be the same. Really, it shouldn't have, the last reported date shouldn't even be 2024. It should be the date that the account was actually charged off. So that's another inaccuracy here. Date of last activity, date of last payment, completely different. So you guys could come here and just pick whichever one that you want to use. And we're going to go Shift Command 3. We're going to screenshot that one as well. And again, if you guys want, I want to get some more examples of this, like repossessions and other types of accounts, so I can make more videos with different examples. So after you've gone to Identity IQ and you found which inaccuracy you want to use, so let's say we're on round 4 now, maybe you tried the charge off repeating and they updated the account. No problem. You guys updated that. I'm on round 4. What I'm going to do is look at something like this. I'm going to screenshot it and I'm going to say, hey, well, it got deleted from Experian. TransUnion and Equifax still have it, and this information is not right. I'm going to pick one of them because you can only dispute one attribute, because we have to come back and use another attribute later. Don't put multiple attributes. You got to think of this as ammunition. If they update one thing, you need something else. Don't use more than one so they can make multiple changes. We're just going to use one. So pick the one. So for this one, let's use the date of last activity. It's June 22nd, 2021, and it's September 1st, 2021. So now we're going to go over to the CFPB site, and we're going to start on this as if it's round 4. You guys should already have the round 1 information, and you should already know how to dispute round 1. If you don't know how to start with round 1, you can go to my first charge off video, or simply follow these steps, but just copy the round 1 template and follow the same steps. All right. So now we're going to go over to the CFPB website. The CFPB is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. As some of you may know, if this is your first time, this is what the site looks like. You're going to go to submit a complaint. Once you hit that, you're going to scroll down, start a new complaint. If you don't have an account with the CFPB, then you can sign up. So if you have one, click on already submitted a complaint or created your account. If not, take a moment, sign up here, fill in all your information, your first name, last name, email, phone number, and create a password. Once you do that or sign in, we'll go to the next step. For full transparency, I want you guys to actually see when I started this complaint so you can actually have a timeline of how long it takes on average to delete a charge off. So if you guys look here, February 13th, 2024 is when I started. I said recently, I looked at a copy of my credit report and noticed several inaccuracies on my account. This account is hurting my ability to obtain credit. It's my understanding that Equifax will investigate this account for me to ensure accuracy. Here is the account I am asking you to verify as accurate. All I did was put the account name, the account number. I attached a copy of my ID, my social, and proof of address. That's it. I submitted on February 13th, 2024. And then I'm going to show you how long it took for them to respond. Now, as you guys can see, on February 22nd, 2024, I submitted my second dispute, round 2. It only took 8 days. I disagree with the account listed below, which still appears on my credit report even after your investigation. I would like this item immediately re-investigated. Same exact thing that we talked about. ID, copy of social, proof of address. That's it. All right. So 8 days later, round 2. Okay. So after the 22nd of February, looks like I responded with my first factual dispute on March the 3rd. Today is currently the 17th. Okay. So it says, and it looks like, I'm sorry, I didn't use repeated charge off. I used a different reason. I used my first factual dispute. It says, this account was opened on the following date, January 2018. There are no on-time payments from January 2018 to February 2020. This is an accurate payment history reporting. I should have an active payment history from January 2018 to February 2020. This inaccurate information falsely manipulates my credit worthiness, and it's hurting my ability to obtain credit. Equifax failed to investigate this account properly after I repeatedly asked to have the account updated. Your neglect has once again violated my consumer rights. I am demanding a deletion of the following account name, account number. And here I put a screenshot, and I believe it was from annualcreditreport.com, because that's the thing about Experian. Even though it shows you a good credit report, it doesn't show you all the time. So this account was opened in January of 2018, but I didn't have any on-time payments actually report until February of 2020. So I disputed that. When I disputed that, they went back and updated the information, which actually raised my score because it showed more on-time payments. So they didn't have to delete it, they updated it. Now, this is me going again in round 4, and I believe they responded on March 15th. So it's been I guess it was in total for them to respond. It was 12 days for them to respond. Okay. So we started February, was it 15th? I'm sorry. Or February. Yeah. Right around there. And then, February 24th is when they responded again, round 2, round 3, March 3rd. We're on round 4. So it's taken, it's about a month now, 4 weeks. And now this is where I usually start seeing good results, and I start seeing deletions come. So now we're going to do our round 4. So we're going to go up here to start a new complaint. All right, now on this step, we're going to go to problem with the company's investigation into an existing problem, because we're capitalizing on what we've already done. This is the same. These are the same investigations that started 4 weeks ago. So their investigation did not fix an error on my report. Have you already tried to fix the problem with the company? Yes. Did you request information from the company? We did. Did the company provide the information? We're going to say no, and then we hit next. Now, what happened? We have to describe what happened, and we're going to basically include the template that I started. All right, the information is filled in, so it's the account was charged off on whatever date that your account was charged off. Since then, the date of last activity has been inconsistently updated. On Equifax, the date of last activity is October 2021, and on TransUnion, it is December 28th, 2021. If the information is coming from the original creditor, the date should be the same. We cannot say these accounts are 100% accurate, so it is deemed inaccurate. Please delete this from my credit report. Perfect. And then it's going to ask you what would be a fair resolution. So for fair resolution, please delete this information from my credit report. And the one thing that I am missing here, I need to just add the account name and the account number. All right. And one thing I noticed on Identity IQ, instead of putting X's, they put asterisks. So just be aware of that when you're getting the account number, but usually it has the numbers at the front and the X's on the back. It could be different depending on the account that you have, but just make sure that you're taking a look at maybe two different reports. Whatever's on annualcreditreport.com, I would take that one. Just make sure you have the correct account number. So once we have the information put in about what happened and fair resolution, we attach our documents. Again, that's going to be a copy of your ID, a copy of your social security card or a second form of ID. You're going to have a screenshot that you took, or that the screenshot may be from your computer, but you want to just show both accounts. Now, if you don't have Identity IQ, you can also just put a screenshot of both from different credit reports. Like you can go to annualcreditreport.com, screenshot the one from TransUnion, screenshot the one from Equifax or Experian or whatever, and you just make the comparison there. It's just nice. The Identity IQ puts them side by side, but technically you can do this with any reporting or monitoring credit service, just as long as you can get both, screenshot them. You're going to add that as a file here. Again, ID, second form of ID or social security card number, that picture, your proof of address, and then a screenshot of the accounts, either on Identity IQ with both or separately from another service. It doesn't matter as long as you can show the inconsistency. And then we're going to go next. So when it asks what company are you complaining about, at this point, you can, when I did the complaint, it said Equifax, but you can generalize it to where it says, whichever credit bureau that you need. But today, because I'm talking about Equifax and TransUnion, it actually applies to both. So I could actually go to Equifax Information Services and I can add TransUnion on as well, right? It doesn't really matter because I'm talking about them both. This one complaint technically applies to both bureaus. So let's just fill out the information. It's going to ask for you to enter your social security information here, your date of birth, and I'm just going to hurry up and fill this out really quick. And then it's going to ask you to complain, first of all, put the name that's on your credit report. You want to put the full name that is on your report. And then it's going to say, do you want to complain about another company? So yes, now we can add the other company. And let's say that you had all three. At this point, you can add all three, and that way this same complaint will go to all three bureaus, but it will have a different complaint number attached to it. It will not be the same complaint number, okay? So you can technically do all of them at the same time. You would just say all of the credit bureaus in the report, and because we're comparing them, our complaint technically applies to all three, so we don't have to adjust it or anything like that. And I use all of these: TransUnion Credit Reporting Agency, or Intermediate Holdings, or I think there's one, TransUnion LLC Consumer Dispute Center. I've used them all. I don't think it makes a difference. If you want, you can use the Dispute Center. Have you already tried to fix this with the company? Yes. Did you request information? Yes. Did the company provide this information? No. And then same thing, you enter last four of the social, your name as it appears on the credit report, your date of birth. If you don't have any other companies to complain about, you just click no. If you do, then click Equifax or whoever else that you need to complain about going forward. All right, so whenever you're submitting the complaint, you always say myself. You're always going to say myself. After this screen, it's just a review, and then they're going to ask you to review the information. So you're just going to review the information. You're going to make sure that all the information is correct, and that anything you want to fix, misspellings, if you missed anything, if you didn't attach a file, that's going to be your chance to do it. When you're doing this, you don't want to make sure that you don't back out of the page, anything like that. You want to make sure that they're all loaded, and you'll get an email on each one. There'll be a separate complaint number for each one. Now, I'm going to keep you guys updated with these accounts and I'm going to let you know if the accounts got deleted. Excuse me. So I'm hoping to get a response on these accounts, hopefully within like the next 2 weeks, so I can come back and update you. And then I'm going to try to find another example that we could use for next week or the next video, so you can see how we would handle another type of charge off, like maybe a repossession, like an auto one, maybe one for an installment loan, something of that nature. But we'll try to tackle different ones so that we have an idea of how we're supposed to actually complete these. And again, if you've done a one on one coaching and you wouldn't mind me using that information as an example, of course, I would omit any personal information off of there. But I would see if I could, use that so I can show different examples, so we can help more people, right? And again, I've seen a lot of successes. People have been, doing like great. I do think that charge offs are the main pain point, of course, because you have to continuously do this. But I do believe this is the fastest, easiest method in order to do it. You can respond right away. You see results much, much faster. And this is the way that I did it, and this is the way that I continue to do it. And I'm going to be as transparent as I can and give you all the same information that I have. Again, I'm very sorry for these videos being so long, but I try to be as thorough as I possibly can because I don't want to just give you bits and pieces. And trust me, it would work out better for my algorithm if I made shorter videos, because sometimes my videos don't get the impressions that they should because they're so long. So just know that when I make these videos long, I'm doing it because I want to be as thorough as possible, and I'm doing it because I want to help you guys out as much as I possibly can, regardless to if it helps me get more views or anything like that, because it just seems like longer videos don't get the same type of retention, or um they don't get the same type of push. So please, if these videos are helpful, it helps me when you like, you subscribe, and you comment. It does help me a lot, and it does make a difference, and it does show YouTube that these videos are useful to people, even though they are so long. Um, if you guys have any questions, any concerns whatsoever, drop them in the comments below. You guys know I'm very good about responding to comments. I read everything. I try my best to make content based and curate it based on what you need, not based on what I think is going to work. I base it on what I think is best for the audience. So please drop your ideas, drop what you want to see. If there's anything else that I should cover, if I missed anything, if it's something you don't understand, let me know. I will answer it as soon as I possibly can, as thoroughly as I possibly can. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Again, if this is the first time watching it, I haven't decided yet. I might clip up my other video for charge offs and link it to this one, because I hate having people to jump off of videos to get the same information. But it does make my videos very, very long. So I don't know if I want to do that. But again, it's not about me, it's about you. So I need to do what's best for the people, not what's best for me or what's best for YouTube, because that doesn't matter. What's best for you is what's most important. So thank you so much. I appreciate all your support, and you guys have a wonderful day.